Hey guys, welcome to Off the Grid Wall. I'm Mia.
It's Felicia.
So Flea, did you ever hear of Chinese superstitions growing up?
Maybe not so much Chinese superstitions.
Yeah.
But my mom did tell me if I ate the crust to my sandwich that I would have curly hair.
What?
Did you ever hear of that?
No, I never heard
Oh
anything
my
of
gosh,
that.
okay.
Where did that come from?
Everyone wanted, like nice wavy curly hair. So I thought if I ate the sandwich crust, which I hate, that I would get it. But obviously that was a false.
Superstitions have a lot to do with like traditions, and they're passed down from one generation to another, and they also vary between regions, so you hear a lot of different versions. So here we have top 6 Chinese superstitions that we've heard growing up. Alright, the first one is marrying someone with 3 or 6 year age gap is bad idea. Bad idea. Basically, you can tell someone's fate and path of life based on your birth year.
Like the zodiac signs.
Yeah, the zodiac sign. Are you like a dog?
Which animal you are.
Or a monkey?
I'm a chicken. What are you?
I'm a dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so each animal has its own like characteristics and personality, right? So
Yeah.
does that kind of fit into it?
Kind of. And then there's this other thing, like the 5 Chinese elements. You're like water, fire, wood, earth, or like metal, right? And then you basically are combining all this information, and they even go beyond that. So instead of just looking at your birth year, they also look at your birth month, date, and even like hour.
Ooh, so specific.
Yes, and this method of analyzing your birth information or birth profile or your destiny even is called 八字, or 8 words. Yes. And so they're saying that from this information, they can determine what your personality is like, your fate is like, and based on that, they kind of like generally conclude that someone with 3 or 6 year age gap is not good for one another.
So that's just the rule of thumb. The second one is that you can't clip your fingernails or your toenails at night because this will like invite the ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, there are different versions of this one. You can either invite a ghost or you can easily trip when you walk. That's from my mom.
I would have thought because your toenails are longer that you would be more inclined to trip.
Well, I don't really know. I mean, way back when I was told about this, I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna do that, Mom. But then now if you think about it, like way back before, lighting was not very good back then, right? So if you clip it at night, like you can't really even see what you're clipping.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense.
Maybe this is one of those ones that are like just tales, People like the mothers make these up to scare their children because I'm sure so many superstitions like stem from more or less like that, right?
Instilling that fear factor.
Yeah. I mean, if I heard anything to do with ghosts and my mom told me about that, I would steer clear of doing that.
Exactly. But in reality, they might just not want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
All right, so the third one is you can't have your bed facing the front door of your house.
Yeah, so wherever your room is, whether it's at the back of the house, the front of the house, your feet cannot be facing towards the front door because then this is believed to invite ghosts as well, because that was originally how dead people were carried out of the house, with their feet first.
So like this kind of, superstition, does that translate into like feng shui? Is that how they like design
I think
the house?
that's very directly related. Anything to do with the orientation of furniture within a house and, how it links to more like spiritual meanings. I think that's definitely related to what feng shui aims to believe. So fourth superstition, and I'm sure quite a lot of you, like this is one of the more well-known ones, right? If you're a new mother or, you just gave birth, so the superstition is that you're not allowed to leave the house or even wash your hair. I don't know. Imagine the level of grease. Grease lightning.
You just can't you can't even spray dry shampoo anymore. It's not gonna recover.
Yeah. So the principle behind this is that as a new mother, your body has gone through many traumatic experiences, and so you're more inclined to get sick, get a cold, and things like that.
Yeah. So this practice is called 坐月子, or like literally just 月子 means a month, and like what she said before, you're not allowed to leave your house. Basically, you're under house arrest for 30 days. And now there's a lot of like birth centers around China, and I think there's some here in the US too. So basically, you have people to professionally take care of you, and they'll look at the nutritional, they look at the nutritions that you need when you're just a new mom, and they also take care of your baby. So it's kind of like a holiday.
Yeah, just sit back and relax.
I wouldn't mind that.
I know, right?
The fifth one is you can't point your finger at the moon or your ear will get chopped off.
I think pointing in general is actually kind of rude anyway, right?
True.
Yeah, it's like my mom always used to say, don't point at that person because, yeah, it's like, you!
Especially right at the tip of the
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom used to tell me that, and then the other day when I was asking her about it, she's like, where did that come from? I'm like, you definitely told me when I was young. But I think, you know, as ridiculous as it sounds, some people say that this stems from the fact that, you know, the moon goddess, like Chang'e, right? She resides at the moon, and so you're not supposed to point your finger at this god or goddess. And
Otherwise she'll...
Exactly. I mean, Chinese culture is a divinely inspired culture, so treating gods and goddesses or just higher being in general with respect is something that is just ingrained.
Utmost importance. Yeah. Gotta be respectful, guys.
Yeah.
So our last and final superstition, obviously this isn't all of them, it's just, you know, a collection that we thought were pretty interesting, is buying secondhand items. So Chinese people are obviously superstitious, and they think, you know, if you buy secondhand goods or items that you will receive the bad luck that may have been attached to that item.
Oh.
So for instance, you know, women looking for wedding dresses, they'll typically, you know, you want to save money, you want to buy a second-handed dress, but that's a no-no according to this superstition, because if that marriage were failed, or, you know, there was some tainted situation with that wedding dress, then it would be carried over to your situation, and maybe your marriage would be, you know, go down or something. So yeah.
Wow.
Stay away from yard sales, guys.
So that's all, guys. What do you think? What did we miss? And also, what other superstitions from other culture that you know of? Do share with us.
Like, what did you guys get told off for when you were young? Because I know I got told off for a lot of things.
For a lot of things, definitely. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow us on our new Instagram account.
OTGW Crew! Yeah, so follow us on that. And if you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave it in the comments below, and we'll make sure to answer back. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you later.